lot of professional tournaments. We won a lot of tournaments worldwide. I mean, we won more in the last 10 years worldwide than any company. We make good bowling balls, and good players use our bowling balls because they can win with them. For the first 10 years of making bowling balls, it was a big struggle. We had a lot of ups and downs and a lot of mistakes we made, but we learned from them. I mean, you don't go to school to learn how to make a bowling ball. You know, you can't buy a book on it. And a lot of what we were doing hadn't been done before anyway in the bowling ball industry. So it's always trial and error. We're always looking for the next thing. Still, when I walk downstairs and walk through the plant, there's some days it just overwhelms me that what's happened here. Just a lot of good people working hard, constantly trying to get better. Everybody here works together and understands that everybody's important, and I take a lot of pride in being a part of that. Well, bowling's been good to me. It's my life, and I take a lot of pride and try to help people get introduced to it and enjoy it.
Welcome to the Storm Irish Open.
For the final, and they asked me to do it.
Oh, we're on, Barry. We're live. The 28th Irish Open live from Leisureplex in Stillorgan. Going to the last 16 now. Round of applause for everybody. And I'm joined by the 2013 winner, Barry Foley.
Hi guys, I'm delighted to be here. I'm a bit poorly today. Didn't play too good last night, and but thanks for Dan for having me.
Bit of a flu going around.
Yeah, I wouldn't miss this for the world. It's I love doing this, and it's.
So straight in, Barry. 16 players. Your prediction?
Yeah, for my prediction, I had my eye on the Finn. Pertu Jusilla, yeah. I'm sorry, terrible with names. I'm so sorry, but I had my eye on Pertu. But he's a very tough match there, and Chris. Obviously, you know, we're rooting for Ireland. It's a big year for Ireland. It's the 100th anniversary of the 1916, and wouldn't it be nice to have an Irish winner this year?
And what's the format now, Barry? Is it 2 games total pinfall?
2 games total pinfall, and obviously, yeah, the pinfalls carry forward, and that's it. Yeah, and 8 go out.
Welcome back to everybody on the chat. You got any questions for Barry? The only Irish winner of the Irish Open. Very emotional time that, Barry, wasn't it?
Oh, I'd do it all over again.
A big man crying his eyes out.
I would do it all over again. No problem. I can be the biggest sissy ever to win an Irish Open. You can call me the sissy for the rest of my life. It doesn't bother me.
Right, who've we got then? We've got Hermansson against Moore, is that right?
Yeah.
Timmy Mack against Stephen Gill.
Yeah.
Aki Benson against Amanda Larkin. Krista Peterson against Rob Thirlby. Ron Hurt against Colm Cloak. Jamie Bottomley against Tora Torgerson. Pertu Jusila against Chris Sloan. And Brian Voss against Brett Armour.
Yeah, it's a strong lineup this year. I had a look around and saw the names, and yeah,
a couple of seniors in there too, and
the
last female standing, Amanda Larkin, holding her own against the men.
Obviously you've got a
two-time Irish champion now.
You've got to mention Amanda. She's been absolutely brilliant. She's just put so much time into her game, and she absolutely loves the game. And
she's by far the best Irish female bowler, isn't she now?
Yeah, now she is. Yeah, I mean
obviously there's been Karina and some good players in the past, but
Karina, I mean, Karina was she's unbelievable. She could just strike all day.
Karina just had another baby or something? Or just
had her first baby, so congratulations.
Congratulations, Karina.
Yeah, I haven't actually got a chance to see them since the baby. I haven't. They only play league, so we don't really see them in tournaments and stuff. So Graham obviously didn't play this weekend. Alan Gibbons didn't play. So a couple of our top players have, I suppose, gone a different direction in life, I suppose.
Yeah, life gets in the way sometimes, doesn't it?
It happens.
You've got to have a family at some point. And
yeah, but you know what? It's great to see Colin Cloak. It's great to see Amanda. It's great to see Chris Sloan. Obviously, Tom Bourne just missed it. Tom is going to be probably playing the seniors final. So you know what?
For the Irish people, I mean, you've got a few Irish in there. Who would be the one that the crowd's really going to want? Probably Amanda, maybe, and Colm.
I'd say Amanda and Colm for sure. Like, I know everybody knows Chris, how well he's doing on getting the sponsorship from Ebonite, but listen, at the end of the day, we need an Irish winner, every year, and that's, you're going to have to take it on the.
Oh, you need them battling at the end.
You need them fighting for the end, and it's, we seem to just have the 3 and 4 out of the 16 for the last couple of years, and we've got obviously, the first match play. I was lucky myself, but the second year we Carl Doherty then I think got to the top 4, and then Amanda obviously was successful last year, winning the ladies section, and then but obviously in the men's section we had Brian Voss winning again. So yeah, we need. Look,
what's been the next best position for an Irish bowler over the years? Have you had any second or third or?
We've had numerous second places, like obviously Philip Dunn in '96. We had Colin Bell. We had Owen McLaughlin, Alan Broyd, Paul Stott.
Philip Dunn's known as God in the air.
He's known as God. He was. There was a time in the 80s and 90s he was just
untouchable.
Yeah, he had 11 national championships.
Yeah, I remember watching him win the British Open. That was an experience.
But like, one thing to say about Philip and what I've learned from him is his mentality is, as I like to say, the demon comes out of Philip, and when the demon comes out of him, he's just so locked in. There's nothing that would distract him. He's amazing to watch.
He was a showman. I remember that. I mean, I was a big fan of Dave Taylor in those days, and I was scoring for Dave at that particular one that he won, and I was so impressed by Philip Dunn because I'd never seen scores like 279 and stuff like that at that age. You didn't see him that often.
He used to go back-to-back 279s.
Yeah,
like a Derry.
He was doing it with an old beat-up Firebolt 1. It was.
It's his attitude, It's he is a showman, but it's his attitude. It's his personality, and you know what? I've picked things off Philip. I've picked things off other bowlers over the years. I've implemented it into my own game. But I tell you, when you're playing Irish Open, I'll never forget how intense he was in '96 playing Torrey. Torrey was unbelievable that week. I mean, he would have.
He was at his peak then, wasn't
he? He was amazing that week. And when I seen Torrey win, obviously we were all rooting for Philip. But when I saw Torrey win in '96, that's when I said to myself, I want to win this tournament. It was an amazing tournament. I'd never seen anything like it. If you're bowling and you're not sure, if it's for you, go and watch these top players in these tournaments, because I tell you, they give you some excitement and they actually make your mind up for you whether you want to play this sport or not.
Yeah, you've got to be inspired by other people to do what you want to do. Nick Froggatt says hi to Jack from me. Hope he is well. Nick Froggatt saying hi, Jack. He says hi back.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Nick Froggatt, past winner here as well, I think.
So it looks like Colm Cloak has started with a double 9-spare strike, and he's got a slight edge over Ron Hurt, who's up with a double and a couple of spares. Amanda Larkin with a slight lead over Bengtson, who's had an opening frame too. Paul Moore doing what Paul Moore does, spare turkey. Not going to make it easy for Hermansen.
Stephen is
Todd's gone front 5 as well.
We have the Finn, I think, on front 4 or 5 as well, playing Chris Sloan, first game.
I think the pick of the matches for me here, though, is the Scotsman against the American. Tim Mack and Stephen Gill.
Stephen's had a few, I think he's had a few semi-finals over the last 3 years. I know I pipped him in the semi-final 2013, and he's a tough competitor.
Now we have to mention it. I think we have to mention it because it happened. But we've got a lefty against a righty in Tim Mack and Stephen Gill. Tim Mack's is a wily character. He knows what's going on and stuff, and he has to give himself as much of an advantage as he needs, as he can get. He was bowling down the left-hand side during practice to mess with Stephen a little bit, who in turn did the same to Tim. Then a little bit of sledging going on early on.
Yeah, it's a bit. Look, you can look at it both ways. Is it
strategy?
Sportsmanship?
Is it strategy?
Is it sportsmanship? Exactly. And look, we know Tim is a fiery character in the sport and has been for many years. Obviously, he got quiet over the last couple of years and he had injuries, but he's back, and maybe he wants to just come back and with a bang. And sometimes a little bit of controversy is not. It's not a bad way to come back. A little bit of controversy. I mean, it happened to me. I was lucky. I won on the 10th frame of the second game. It's not nice when it happens to you, but it's happened. I think. I'm not too sure, but I think Belmo started it. I think he done it in the PBA, and there was a bit of uproar about it. But listen, you got to sit down and you got to write the rule book, and maybe
if there's no rule, it's you can play it. I've seen Daniel Vezes do it before, where he'll bowl with both hands or back up or anything to mess with.
But you know what? It's the sport.
I've seen it in the PBA though. A bit of sledging goes on.
Of course, it's the sport. You can't It'd be boring if everybody was, no disrespect. I use like Paul Moore. Like Paul is a gentleman. I know Paul's a great player and he's doing so well lately, and he's a good friend of mine. I've known him since I was a kid. He is, he's the perfect gentleman. Yes, we've seen Paul have a little bit of a
He has a temper now and again, doesn't he?
But you know what? If the sport would be boring if we didn't have players like
characters,
Barry Foley's and Tim Macks. And
Barry Foley, the Jamie Carragher of Tempin bowling.
All right, kid. Phil O'Mara. Yeah, I don't know if I'm Jamie Carragher. I'd probably say, what's his name? Used to play for Wimbledon. Vinnie Jones.
Vinnie Jones.
But yeah, I take that as a compliment. Jamie's got passion and.
You're more like the Conor McGregor of bowling.
I don't know if I'm that bad. I mean, I don't like.
No, usually give it 3 or 4 seconds before you knock them out.
Yeah, I don't like telling people that they're going to lose. I'm going to beat them. I'm not that confident, but in my head, I like to say it.
Yeah, so like we said, there's always been a sledging going on and friendly rivalry, and sometimes not so friendly rivalry.
Look, I don't get on with everybody.
You don't get on with anybody.
I don't get on. Well, I don't get on well with everybody. I know myself and Chris Sloan. We don't see eye to eye, and there's other bowlers around that we don't see eye to eye. Over the years, there's been other bowlers, but I have a lot of respect for Chris. He's playing fantastic. Congratulations to him. He's got his sponsorship. I wish him every bit of luck.
Chris had his haters. I mean, I heard stories about Chris Sloan when he was younger and being a little bit of a
but you know what?
Whatever.
It's passion.
But I like him. I've spoken to him a few times. I think he speaks well of himself.
He's learned the
game. He's educated.
So
he's informed.
Well, yeah, he's learned the game really well.
He's benefited a lot from having Brian Michael as a coach.
Look at, as I said, you can't have squeaky clean bowlers. You got to have bowlers with personality. It makes it interesting. You have Tim Mack down there as a huge personality. We all know what Paul Moore can do when he's not playing well. You got to have a mixed bag down there. It's important to have that.
Not a lot between Tim Mack and Stephen Gill at the moment.
Yeah, it's
87 in the 4th with a strike for Gill and 89 in the 4th and a spare for Timmy.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of strikes elsewhere, and obviously that pair they've obviously gone and messed the lane up for themselves. So
front eight. Who's that?
Jamie Bottomley.
Jamie Bottomley.
Front 9.
Front 9 against. Who's he against?
Against Mr.
Torre.
Torre beat me last 2 years ago. I had 480.
No, it's not Jamie that's got the strings, is it? It's
Torre
that's got the. Yeah, Torre's got first 9.
Apologies.
Right, Brett Armour's gone 9 in a row, 8 spare strike, so he's got Sloan in the bag at the moment. Spare 9 in a row.
No, he's playing Brian Voss.
Ah, right.
Yeah. Sorry about this, folks. It's hard because we're right behind 7, 8, 9, and 10. It's
you can't really see.
Us old fogies can't see too far, I forgot my glasses.
We'll probably need to. Can we get Sarah to be a runner for the score?
Yeah, I think so. She's gonna come back there in a minute, and she'll.
As long as we can get a rough idea of who was what.
Yeah.
Keep your comments in chat coming in. You've got any questions for the only Irish champion, Barry Foley? And you're going off into coaching now, I believe, Barry.
Yeah,
you're going to cut down on the bowling a little bit.
Down the bowling. I think it's time to go into the coaching and
10.
give a little back. All right, so Torre's going for.
Yeah, Torre front
Torre's
9.
going
I
for
think we
front
should
9.
probably spin the camera down onto Torre.
Yeah. Have a look and see. Torre done the exact same thing to me a couple of years ago. Started with front 299.
Apologies for the big pole you see in there. We've got lights to try and pick up the faces on the featured pair. So apologies for the line.
Amanda Larkin 78 on the fourth with a turkey. So it's just has a
there we
slight
go.
edge here.
We just jinxed him
Yeah.
again.
There's been a lot of front 9s and 10s this weekend, and we could have had at least 2300s.
Yeah, I think 4 now we've had, haven't we?
Yeah,
Something like
there's
that.
been so many front 9s or 10s. There's been so many. I know I had front 8 and front 9 myself, but it was actually nervous. My legs were shaking.
Ron Hurt stringing some strikes together as he takes a lead over Colm Cloak. Amanda Larkin has got Bengtson in the bag at the moment.
Brett Armour 267, Brian Voss 290.
Wow.
Oh my God.
267 for Brett Armour and a 290 for Brian Voss.
Oh dear God.
Told you Brian Voss excels on beating the kids.
Unreal.
He just wants to
he
play the
just-
kids and he
yeah.
wants to beat the crap out of them.
Yeah. He takes no prisoners.
Scores for Amanda, 78 in the fourth with 4 strikes in a row.
Yep.
She's been pretty awesome this weekend.
Yep.
Can't have been easier for her. She qualified earlier on in the week and then she came in at like 10 o'clock last night. Had to wait until 11:30 before she played.
Yeah.
Didn't get finished till 2 o'clock. And then we were up at crack of dawn to get in for 9 o'clock start. So a lot of the players are going to be fairly tired. The only ones that are not really is Paul had a good night's sleep, Tora had a good night's sleep, and a couple of others. Philby.
So it just shows you some bowlers do take this tournament serious.
So that match on 1 and 2 is going to
off
be finished
again.
pretty quick.
Yeah.
They're
Lot of
already a
strikes.
couple of frames into the next game while the other
Yeah.
ones are still finishing.
Do we have anybody doing the sort of 2-shot, 1-shot thing, or about any sort of a American style kind of?
I don't know what they're doing. I think they're just taking it in turns.
Yeah,
by
just
the
taking
looks
it.
of it, aren't
Yeah.
they? Brian might be doing that because he's kind of used to it as a pro. He'll be wanting to dictate the pace with the youngster.
Chris Sloan has come back there with I think 6 in a row. So he's after coming back there on the fin.
So Sloan looks like he's doing okay. Bottomley we know is doing okay against.
Amanda 5-bagger.
Todd Torgerson's going to have a good lead over Jamie Bottomley. The Tim Mack and Stephen Gill match looks like a slight edge. 4 pins for Stephen Gill, but he's got a double working. Timmy Mack didn't catch his double. But I think as long as Timmy stays within 10 or 15 pins of the lefty, he's got a chance.
He really switched it on last night actually in the last top 45. I noticed he played really, he got a really good shot there last night. So
Timmy's going through that problem though, where his mind can still do it and his body can't quite do it.
because he's not people. I think we know 15 years ago when Tim Mack came over and we seen him bowl, everybody's eyes were just hanging out of their heads. And but now you come in and he's
Couldn't touch him then.
no, you know, I mean, there's other bowlers there that throw the ball just as good or maybe the same. It's you know, there's so much talent.
Yeah.
But he really was he was that kind of trait, you know, he was the one that everybody looked to and
He was kind of the bridge between the PBA and the rest of the world, really.
Yeah.
Although he didn't play on the PBA, he was as close as being a PBA player because he was that good.
Yeah.
And we didn't see a lot of PBA players back in the day.
No, we didn't.
It wasn't until like the late 90s, early 2000s that they started to come over.
But he was loved around Europe. He loved coming out with the British. I've seen him the British Opens.
Yeah.
He was loved.
Well, he's a character, isn't he?
Yeah,
And
you need them.
He's friendly with it. Paul Moore's got this one in the bag. 259 if he strikes. And 202 for Kenneth Manson. So I can't see Paul Moore losing this one.
No.
It's pretty much nailed on. Keep your comments and chat coming in. Scores for Amanda. We went through that, didn't we? She's got a run of 6 in a row now.
She's just a machine all day.
Yeah, quality player.
She's just so consistent.
She's another one that deserves a ball deal at some point.
Yeah, she'll get it. She's got to get out there and play the big ones, though.
Yeah, she's going to have to. Yeah. Well, I asked Timmy Mack about how you become a Storm sponsor, sponsored staff player and all the rest of it, and he says everybody wants free balls. Yeah. Everybody, give me a free ball, give me a free ball. And he says they've stopped even asking for one ball now. They want a case of balls.
Yeah, can't do it.
So it's what can you do for us? What can you do for the brand?
Yeah,
which is fair enough. You know, you can't just get a free ball. You've got to be able to sell the brand. And
look at, you know, if you're serious about Storm, at least wear the shirt and you know, obviously Paul has the Storm on, Tim has the Storm, and you know, after that there's not many. I think there's not many there that have Storm shirts. You know, I mean Brian is Seismic, and
yeah, no, there's actually a mix now. We've got obviously Amanda only generally throws Storm, Timmy of course. I think Stephen Gill's still bowling with the pitch black.
Yeah,
there's quite a lot of Storm equipment out there, but you've got a couple of Motive and
so many good balls from so many companies. I mean, I know Ebony have. I think they've cracked open every ball to see how they can make the next best Urethane. They spend thousands and thousands on it, apparently. So they're obviously investing in the next big sort of thing, and maybe 5 and 10 years time.
Brunswick are making a bit of a comeback as well recently.
Yeah, on the tour.
Well, if you listen to them, they are. You know, I'm a bit sick of this sickly, kind of social media stuff that goes around.
I don't get it. I mean, you know, you get these pros throwing bowling balls going, you know, this is the best ball ever. It's got great cover stock.
It comes great off the spot.
Comes great off the spot. It goes through the pins. I remember Parker Bowen actually said this to a couple of guys. And he was going on to the Nirvana before he went to the Weber Cup. He said the Nirvana ball is the best ball I've ever thrown, right? He went to the Weber Cup and didn't throw it. I'm at home going, but I thought the Nirvana was an unbelievable ball. Why didn't he at least? I mean, he struggled.
Yeah,
he struggled. I mean, why didn't he throw the Nirvana?
He was actually one of the better Americans in that tournament as well,
and really struggled with the other stuff. But he got going near the end. But I mean, I said to myself, he's on Facebook, you know. I mean, promoting the ball, and he's not even throwing. I mean, surely you could drill a couple of balls up with different layouts so it would get down the lane and react on that pattern, you know?
Yeah, so there's only so many times you can say it's the best ball I've ever thrown.
Yeah, so I think we all know it's a...
I think they should go honest and say, well, it's not quite as good as the last one, but it's good. It's worth buying. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice colour.
He wasn't promoting stuff because he hadn't been winning. Now he's winning, now he's promoting.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. I mean, Sean Rash isn't promoting much because he's not... You know, he's not winning much.
No. I mean, it's family life now. I mean,
it does take a toll.
His kids turned up, and you know what it's like when you have kids for a bit. You kind of go.
It does. Takes a toll.
Your focus changes.
Yeah, it does.
It's not all about you anymore. It's more about them.
I mean, like you want to come home and see your kids. You want to come home and see that first tooth or that first step. Or that, you know.
Can't be easy in America though, because there's a big pool of players, and the internationals are coming over now and taking the money off them.
Yeah. They're
going to be ban the Europeans soon.
Yeah, they are. Jeez, they've been doing fantastic. Dom and Stu and Paul. And
congratulations to Dom, by the way, finishing second in the Japan Cup. Congratulations to Amuleto Monticelli. Rolling back the years and showing just how talented a player he is.
He's so fit. It's ridiculous how fit he is. He's like, he's like the Terminator. I mean, if you're fit, it makes such a difference to your bowling game, and he is just so fit. Same with Norm. Oh. Norm is...
Paul's getting messengers now.
Yeah. He's just striking for fun. I don't think this guy was ever going to challenge him.
No.
You know, I think if he gets Amanda...
He had to open with 5 or 6 in a row just to scare Paul a little bit, and even then it wouldn't have been enough.
I'll tell you what, it'll be a test from... Amanda will be a test. Absolutely.
Who? Amanda?
Amanda will be a test for Paul. I'm assuming Amanda's going to get through here.
She might be the one that nobody wants to play.
Yeah.
She's got 8 pins as well.
8 pins.
And she's not needed. 290 in the last...
Yeah. Okay, let's get some...
How'd you get past somebody that has 290 with 8 pins? You got a ball 300.
No, 299.
Or 299 if you're lucky. Or unlucky, rather.
Yeah.
Sam Cooley. It's really one of the very few ways to persuade people to buy balls from each brand. Throwing scores with it isn't enough these days with the social media trend.
Yeah. And yeah, I've just been watching Sam lately. He's Australian, is he?
Yeah.
And he's been thrown. He's thrown global.
I'm not sure.
I think so. I think he's thrown global. And
who are you throwing now, Sam?
Let us know. I think you're throwing global. I think I've seen you throw some global. But yeah, I've been watching it on Facebook. I've seen you.
He had a good year, Sam.
Yeah, he had a good World Series, didn't he? Yeah, a good World Series. I think he did.
Yeah. Well, he's getting out a little bit more. He's playing more in Asia and in America and stuff. And
I watched him play years ago, actually, about 5 years ago. I think he played on it was televised in Australia, and he was on the team. And yeah, he's just unreal. But I believe I think he's a 3-game series of like, yeah, look, there's global there. I think he's a 3-game series of like 880 or something like that. Somebody.
Yeah.
I think he shot absolutely billions one day. That's what I remember, Sam. Yeah, Aussie and Global 900.
But he kind of announced himself like 18 months ago when he started wearing the crazy pants until...
Yeah. Yeah, they're nearly out of fashion at this stage, I think. Nice. Joe Alzebrook used to wear them about 5-6 years ago.
We used to wear them back in '89. We called them acid pants.
I think England started that trend.
Yeah, yeah.
Steve Gummersall and all the big boys used to...
The next one's bubble wrap trousers.
Bubble wrap.
Or clear ones.
See-through.
See-through. Lycra.
Yeah, that'd attract a few boys and girls, wouldn't it? Sure. Come on, Colin.
Yeah, not exactly sure how much of a lead Stephen Gill has over Tim, but I don't think he does much.
Close. It's close. Yeah, unfortunately, guys, we can't get the scores now unless you've updated the screens. But we'll have a look and see.
Oh, they've got one up there, Barry.
Yeah, they have there. So we might get Sarah to check the screens. Sarah, do you want to check the screens and give us the scores of who's ahead? So how many pins is Paul Moore ahead, etc., etc. Yeah, that's a good thing about having your daughter.
Paul Moore's ahead by 67 against Hermansen.
Brilliant. Okay. Yes, Cooley there, 858 by 5. Wow.
Stephen Gill's ahead of Tim Mack by 8 pins.
Brilliant.
With a game to go. Amanda Larkin up by 50.
We know Voss is ahead by about 20.
Yeah.
27 or 23.
With a 290.
Yeah, poor Brett, 267, and he's 20 behind.
Come on, Brett Armour, make a name for yourself. Take out a 25 title, a legend.
I've never seen Brett play before, but he's a kind of a unique style, hasn't he?
He has, yeah, yeah.
Nice guy. Very.
Yeah, he's a good kid. Always smiling. Just waiting some scores going in, I think.
All right, we'll update you anyway. We'll keep updating you, and we're on around the 3rd or 4th frame.
858 5 times, Sam Cooley.
Wow, that's ridiculous. with the Optimus, so
5 times.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Who's up by? Brian Voss is up by 37. Yeah. How about Sloan Ranger?
Yeah, that's we get that one.
Sloan Ranger and Tora.
I think Tora's well ahead of Jamie Bunn.
Sloan's ahead by 73 roundabout. Ron Hurt was up against Colm Clerk.
Big support for Stephen Gill. A lot of Scottish always get behind. I have to say one thing about the Scottish, they really do get behind their bowlers.
40 pins, Ron Hurt up on Colm Clerk. Timmy Mack needs to double here. Yeah, and gets it. He's got a big fight now against the Scotsman, the flying Scotsman. Thanks, Sarah. Keep his eye on that Tim Mack match. It's going to be a case of stringing the strikes now, and first one to blink. Amanda Larkin's just had a single pin miss, but she's not going to need to worry about it too much because
back to the routine now.
That looks Bengtson's not really stringing the strikes. Yeah, that's better from Amanda.
Yeah.
Strikes.
Back to the routine. It's all about routine when you're bowling. You know, you've got to stick to your process and stick to your routine. And with a bad shot, same again. Forget about it, move on. Column's going left a lot here. He's had a couple of Brooklyn shots, so he just can't get the ball to the right. He's probably just chasing a couple of strikes if tends to happen.
Stephen Gill obviously got the Scots behind him now, all cheering. Adds another one. Spare turkey. Timmy Mack. Spare double. So Timmy has to match the Scotsman. Whatever he does, he's going to have to follow. Come on, Timmy. I do like Stephen Gill, but I like Timmy more.
Yeah, Timmy's a fan of the UK. He's been over there, hasn't he? Done a lot for English bowling.
Just sport in general, hasn't he? Oh, Timmy, come on.
Yeah,
through the face, leaves 3. I'll be honest, I don't think he's going to win that one against Stephen Gill.
No.
He's looking hot, is Stephen.
Yeah. Just think there's a bit more area for margin for me, Stephen. He's noticed that last night. He came back well and the lane opened up for him, and yeah, we couldn't miss. Looks like Torre's going to win.
Cheesy Phil says, don't rule out Amanda Larkin, probably the best female Irish bowler we have ever produced.
I'm just trying to think back. Look, at the moment, she's unreal. You know, I think every male bowler would be afraid. But she's the new type of player. She has got that.
Trips it.
Yeah, she has that release, she has that swing.
Got a lot of power for a girl.
A lot of power, yeah. She's so smooth, but yeah, no, I'm thinking back to like maybe Marcia Goldwater, left-hander. She was just unbelievable back in the say late 80s, early 90s. She made Irish Open finals and step ladders. She was incredible for a left-hander. She could really throw a ball.
Yeah, I remember
really
the name.
Throw a ball.
Goldwater,
Goldwater, and I think she lives in Blackpool at the moment. Has a family over there.
Ron Hurt on a 279 pace, front 3, 9 spare Turkey. He's got it well in hand against Colm, and looks like it's going to be the end of the road for the Irishman.
Yeah, looks like
so we're going to lose 1 and probably gain 2.
Yeah, looks
Sloane
like
and
Amanda are going through.
Amanda are still going to be going through. Tora Torgerson, is that front? Oh, yeah. Tora's just torn a new one to Jamie Bottomley.
Yeah, he really has. He really has.
He's only not struck in like 3 frames. He's struck in every frame but 3, hasn't he, in 2 games?
Yeah, he's just unreal in this pattern.
2 10-pins and that's it, and everything else struck.
I think
Tora wants this.
I think it's the red trousers. Every time he wears the green trousers in the final, I think he loses. So he likes to wear green for Ireland, but I think he's gone with the red.
He's gone with the red.
I think this is the lucky pants. Nice split.
Oh, and he's a big split, so he's giving him a chance at the end, but it's all over. Jamie Bottomley's out.
2014 winner.
2014 winner's out, and Torres won it twice, hasn't he?
Torres won it once.
Once.
96.
96.
He's been a runner-up a few times, and he's always thereabouts, but I think just as the years have gone on, these kids that are coming through are just... I know his own teammate beat him a couple of years ago when I played, and the guy that I beat in the final beat him on the way, so I would have preferred... Definitely, I wouldn't have liked to play Torre.
No, you wouldn't, no, but I mean for...
No way.
For
too good.
Memory's sake, you'd rather beat a top name to win a title. But
yeah, of course. But
at the end of the day, you want to win that title.
Absolutely, you can. You know.
Tim Mack had an open frame in frame 3, and he's got it all to do now.
So has Stephen.
But Stephen's just had an open frame, so he's opened the door back to Tim Mack. So that one's going to be a good one to watch.
Yeah.
Ron Hurt has done enough now, I think, to take out Colm Cloak. We already know Amanda's well in hand against.
Yeah, we might
Bengtson.
find out what's happening with Brian Voss in the second game. That's still close.
It's finished, that one.
All right.
They were... I don't know if there's anybody can let us know. Did Voss win?
Voss won, yeah. Just check and see who won that one.
I think it probably was Voss. Yeah. I can't see him letting go of a chance to make a few quid.
Oh yeah, he was very angry one year. Actually, finished. He lost his first match, or second match, and he was. Yeah, he was well. He hates losing.
Well, it's his bread and butter. All said and done, he thrives on these smaller events.
Yeah, even
compared to the really big one. You don't see him in the Ballmaster as much. Brian Voss won by 20 pins. Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.
20-ish, yeah. So Voss through.
Voss through. We don't know on 3 and 4 yet. Very close match with Stephen and Tim. We know Paul, I think, is through. Amanda is through on 10.
Yeah, Paul's
Ron.
through.
That cheer at the back is for the Scottish.
He needed it though, because Timmy Mack's got a double.
After an open.
And there weren't much in that one. There were about 10-20 pins, weren't there? We'll know though from the way the Scots are cheering, or Timmy starts getting vocal if he knows he's won it. Yeah.
Timmy does the fist pump to himself. So
I mean, half of me wants Tim to go out, because I've already told you, Barry, I want you and him commentating the final.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah,
but at the same time, I'd rather Timmy was on the lanes.
Ah, look.
Come on, Timmy, come on. Yeah, go on. He's loving it now.
Have a guess who Dom's up for.
I'm going against my mum's country now, Scotland, when wanting America.
Oh, shame on you, shame. No, I mean, look, you know, I'd love Voss to win. He's a great friend of mine. He stayed in our home. He's such a gentleman. He's such a fun guy. Everything about Brian is just, you know, never ever turns down a photo, an autograph.
No, he's got time for everybody. And ooh, Amanda just pulling all the stops out to bowl a good game. Almost picks up that split. 182 in the 9th. But it ain't going to matter.
Yeah, I think she's safe. I think she's that far ahead. I think he can go 238 off the sheet. Amanda can go 212. Yeah, I think she's safe.
What was the difference there?
I think it's 50 pins.
Yeah, 247 played 205.
Oh,
250. Yeah, she had 50 pins because she had that 8 pins bonus as well. So Amanda's safe. She maybe just needs to make a mark for the sake of it.
Yeah, she's won.
Colm Cloak's gone out.
Yeah, Colm's had a good tournament. He got himself into the final step 3 this morning from very well.
Per 2, just 7 in a row finishes, just not enough.
Oh, so Sloane's won that one?
Just not by many.
Not by many, but Jack Smith's telling us that Chris Sloane has won his match.
Yeah.
Thirlby and... not really mentioned Thirlby much. Yeah, we're all tied. 238 apiece after the first game. Thirlby and Krista Peterson. Chris Sloane won by about 8 pins. All level in the Thirlby and Peterson match, but Thirlby's got a run of 4 in a row near the end. Looks like he's taken that one, so Thirlby's going to advance, which is going to leave us with
Chris Sloane won by 2 pins.
2 pins. Oh, even tighter then. Chris won by 2 pins. Timmy Max just struck again as he tries to turn the screw. 4 in a row now against Stephen Gill. Gill 125 in the 6th with a spare working. Timmy Max 75 in the 4th with 4 in a row. I think another 2 strikes from Timmy and he's going to take this one. Stephen Gill in probably a must-strike situation. A slight lead over Timmy going into the second game. Oh, and a split now. That could be it.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Looks it. Hands in the pockets, head down.
That's a great win for Timmy.
Yeah.
I think he knew he was going out if he didn't.
Yeah.
If he didn't perform. Sorry? Tim's going to advance, yeah. Yeah, 215 played 206 after the first one. So Timmy working 4 in a row. Stephen Gill could do with spare in this, really. Nah, Tip picks up 1, which gives him 152 in the 8th with 2 frames still to go. Timmy on 135 in the 6th frame with a double on the board. Stay clean, yeah. Yeah, make a mark. But I think if he strikes now, we're going to see a bit of animation from Tim. So the people go through there that you expected, Barry?
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously a close call with Chris and Pair 2, so, you know, obviously the 2 pins was a close.
And Timmy?
Yeah, I was expecting
oh, there you go.
I thought Stephen might get Tim, but obviously I'm wrong there. I knew Amanda.
Spin the camera down to Timmy. Yeah, you like that one. Let's see a bit more animation from Timmy. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
And Timmy Mack. Oh, he's got a face of thunder at the minute. He's on it. He's on it.
He's in the zone, as they say. Yeah.
He is in the zone.
The zone.
So that little bit of sledging at the beginning worked.
Yes, there you are. When you do something like that, you better make sure you win.
You just kind of want to knock somebody off the stride sometimes. I mean, he was hot going into this, was Stephen Gill.
He was.
4 lefties have lost. There's only one.
Oh, 4 lefties have lost. There's only 1 lefty left. 1 lefty left.
1 lefty left. Pardon the pun. Mr. Rog.
Yeah, to be fair, you're going to have to go past Roger to win this title anyway.
I think so, yeah.
I hope we've made it as exciting as possible for you. So Timmy Mack working 5 in a row. We should see a little bit more animation from Timmy if he gets this one.
No, I think he's done it. I think he's let him know he's won.
He knows, but
yeah, he just closed out.
He's going to put on a show now.
Yeah, well, it's still a bit early to get too excited.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
He wants it.
Man, he's got some tough competition. I wonder, will he do the same if he gets Paul Moore?
I think he will.
Yeah, well,
I think he will. He'll try and. But Paul's seen it all, so he's going to have to pick something different with Paul. There's no point playing down the left with Paul. Makes no difference to Paul.
Do you think Paul will be put out by that?
No, I think he's probably expecting it now. He'll have been watching it himself, going, Timmy's probably going to do that with me, so he's ready for it now. It's no shock to him.
Yeah.
And I think Timmy's clever enough to know not to bother with that.
Yeah, he's playing a PBA, isn't he?
Yeah, he's seen it. Timmy Mack, though, thrives on this situation where he's got people watching him, and everybody's moved from one side of the house right down to Timmy's lanes. And Stephen Gill relaxes now. He knows it's over, so he's shot 3 in a row.
I think he's going to win this tournament one day. He's just knocking on the door. He's not a million miles away.
No, he was 3rd last year, and he's made it to the last 16 this time.
No, he's not a million miles away. He loves the centre.
Split for Timmy at the end there.
Nice, he's true.
So, I'm not sure if... I think Thirlby went through. He sat there with his legs on the ball return like he's a winner. So, Voss, Thirlby, Mack, Moore,
some exciting
Larkin,
lineups coming up, actually. I mean, we could have Voss, Torgerson, we could have Amanda.
Ron Hurt and Sloan.
Yeah, we could have Amanda, Sloan next match. You could have a Voss, Torgerson, you could have a Thirlby, Moore. I mean, what an exciting quarter-final.
So what happens now? We ain't got a break, have we? We're pretty much into the next round.
I think it's into the next round, and I think there may be lane maintenance after that. I think they did one lane maintenance.
We won't be doing any interviews at the moment.
Everybody's down there in the zone. Okay, so we've just ticked off the ones that are through. Paul Moore, England. Amanda Larkin, Ireland. Rob Thirlby, England. Tori Torgerson, Norway. Chris Sloan, Ireland. Brian Voss, USA. Ron Hurt, USA. Tim Mack, USA.
Ooh,
so
USA top heavy now.
I think it's been the best 8 players I've probably seen at this stage of an Irish Open. We're going to have some cracking matches actually in the next one.
Yeah, there's no monkeys there, is there?
No,
they're all good
quality players. I mean, you know, whoever thinks Amanda's going to be an easy match, you can think again. 8 pins a game, she's locked in.
Yeah, who's going to play who now?
I mean, looks like they're doing some lane maintenance.
Ron against Tim. So Ron Hurt against Tim Mack. Okay. So 2 Americans. Amanda against
Oh wow, it's going to be unbelievable.
We'll get confirmation of who's playing who in a moment. Oh, they are doing the lanes. Sloan against Brian Voss. Oh, that'll be a good one. Right, so it looks like we're going to go off to a short break for a while. Stick around. We'll be